The air in the old-growth forest was thick with the scent of pine and damp earth. I'd come to Blackwood Creek for a solitude I desperately craved, a digital detox from the relentless hum of my city life. The isolation was supposed to be a balm, a chance to reconnect with myself and the raw, untamed beauty of nature. I'd hiked for hours, the only sounds my own footsteps and the distant calls of unseen birds. My campsite, a small clearing beside a gurgling brook, felt like my own private kingdom. I set up my tent, built a modest fire, and settled in with a well-worn paperback. As twilight bled into the sky, a subtle shift occurred. The playful chirping of birds died down, replaced by an unnerving quiet. The wind, which had been a gentle caress, began to whisper through the leaves with a mournful cadence. I dismissed it as the forest settling for the night, but a prickle of unease started at the base of my neck. Then came the scratching. It started faintly, a dry, skittering sound against the canvas of my tent, like tiny claws dragging across fabric. My heart hammered against my ribs. Bears, raccoons. I grabbed my heavy-duty flashlight, its beams slicing through the encroaching darkness. I unzipped the tent flap, peering out into the inky blackness. Nothing. The scratching stopped the moment the light touched the trees. Relief washed over me, quickly followed by a creeping suspicion. I'd been careful to secure all my food. This wasn't a hungry animal. I zipped myself back in, the silence now more oppressive than any noise. Hours later, I was jolted awake by a guttural whisper, too low to discern words, but undeniably close. It seemed to emanate from just outside my tent, a raspy breath that chilled me to the bone. I froze, straining my ears. Then, a soft, rhythmic thudding began. It sounded like something heavy being dragged, slowly, deliberately, around my campsite. The thudding circled, each pass bringing it closer, then receding, a torturous game of proximity. Panic began to set in. I fumbled for my phone, searching for a signal that I knew wouldn't be there. The thudding stopped directly in front of my tent. A long, drawn-out scraping sound followed, like something being carved into the dirt. Then, silence. Absolute, deafening silence. Hesitantly, I reached for the zipper. As my fingers touched the cold metal, a voice, impossibly deep and resonant, echoed from the trees. It wasn't a spoken language, but a series of guttural clicks and whistles that seemed to vibrate within my very bones. The sound twisted and contorted, morphing into a chilling lament, a symphony of pure, unadulterated despair that made my teeth ache. Suddenly, the air around my tent grew frigid. My breath plumed in front of me, though the night was not particularly cold. A shadowy form, tall and impossibly gaunt, flickered at the edge of my flashlight beam. Its limbs seemed to bend at unnatural angles, and its eyes, if they were eyes, glowed with a malevolent emerald light. It didn't move, but I felt its gaze, a crushing weight of ancient, predatory hunger. I scrambled backward, my back hitting the far wall of the tent. The thudding began again, but this time it was faster, more frantic, moving in a wide arc around the clearing. The scraping sound returned, a furious gouging, as if something was trying to tear its way through the earth itself. Then the whispers started again, multiple voices this time, weaving together a cacophony of chilling murmurs that clawed at my sanity. They spoke of emptiness, of hunger, of a darkness that had always been here, just beyond the veil. I squeezed my eyes shut, praying for it to be a nightmare, but the frigid air, the guttural whispers, and the overwhelming sense of dread were terrifyingly real. The forest wasn't empty, it was occupied, and I had trespassed into something ancient and hungry. Welcome to the Aqeela Files. Don't stray too far from the light, because some things in the woods, they're always watching, and they're always hungry.